Okay, Ireland. Let's talk about Ireland. First of all, let's mention the fact that Albanese has told us that the only acceptable source of the truth is from the mainstream media, and that is where we are to get our information from. Yeah, righto.
Yeah, good one.
Okay. So, every media outlet, let's just remind people what we've said many times, every media outlet saved $42 million in tax in the first 2 years of the COVID pandemic if they went with the government narrative. They do what, and I got that straight from a politician in Parliament.
Fact.
So that's a fact. So they did not tell us the truth. They told us what the government wanted them to tell us. So again, here we have the thought police, haven't we? They're telling us what we have to think, and everything else is potentially misinformation. How much have you seen on the mainstream? Well, we don't watch the mainstream media. How much about Ireland is going on the mainstream media? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Get onto X, get onto us, get onto other people who are doing the same thing. You find out what's going on in Ireland. Ireland is a basket case at the moment. They are in open rebellion against their tyrannical government. Go Ireland. Go Ireland, I tell you. Their costs are skyrocketing and they have said enough. Last week, the farmers started loading up, going into the cities and parking in peaceful protests. The government is trying to shut down the internet. We know how they're playing with us. I know. I have sent a text message to someone and that person has received a totally different text message. Unbelievable. Yeah, they're playing with us. They're watching us. I can tell you they're watching us. Every 10 seconds, Google takes a screenshot of what you're doing on your computer. So publicly known dissenters in Ireland are having their bank accounts frozen. Coffee shops in Ireland are refusing to serve the police because the hatred toward the police is just growing exponentially. So there was a French, I'm getting this from Dean McRae, stuff that I was sent, and he's done a lot of background research into this. And apparently in French, the foreign nationals being welcomed into France are raping the 70 and 80-year-old women in nursing homes. Like, how sick do you have to be? You know, Spain has opened its doors to immigrants, offering citizenship with no requirements whatsoever and giving them houses. Sound familiar?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not only over there in Europe. And they are now being bombarded with thousands of military-aged males rolling in and taking over. So don't think it won't happen here, because it already is. Let's think back. Oh, that's terrible for Spain. Oh, that's terrible for France. Oh, that's terrible for Ireland. Well, wake up, because it's here. It is here. We know that. During COVID, the pandemic, which was in the plan for decades and decades, the army lost a huge, and the police lost a huge amount of respect from the public. A huge amount. Think back to Melbourne in particular. Hellhole, rubber bullets, injuries, the old lady that was kicked to the ground and tasered, the pepper spray, arrested, even in Queensland, everywhere, for not wearing masks. Arrests for being more than 5 kilometres from home. I'll repeat what I said last week. A woman I know, in her 30s, mum rang her, she was desperately ill. They rang an ambulance, she lived more than 5 kilometres away. The daughter was too scared to get in the car and go there. Well, we know that we would have gone, but, you know, this is the fear that took hold. The ambulance took 7 hours to get there and mum was dead. You know, this happened many, many, many times. Many times. So in Victoria, Jacinta Allen now wants to import foreign nationals for being in the police and the military because they can't control the crime. Well, why can't they control the crime? Because they've got mass immigration, and these are people who do not want to assimilate and have a violent ideology. So, yes, this is why we stand against mass immigration, one of the reasons. So, why are they importing foreign nationals? Because they know they hate us. They know that they want to take over. And that's why this is bigger than Australia. This is coming down from the World Economic Forum and the United Nations. We are being replaced by design. It's not just happening by accident, it's happening as a part of a plan. So in closing, I would speak to the police. Know that we want to trust you. Know that we want to respect you. Know that we want to work with you. But you have to do your part. You have to stand for what is righteous and what is healthy and what is moral, just as we are. Many people in our group lost jobs because they stood for what was right. Many police officers lost jobs because they stood for the truth. Now, we know that on January 22nd, 2022, the police in Mackay set us up. They set us up and they attacked us. It was absolute police brutality. And the media, who will not come to any of our marches, somehow they were informed about that because we'd stopped telling them about, we don't want them here because they never give a fair and accurate report. Channel 7 asked to interview me several times. And I said, no, you never give a fair and accurate report. However, the last time I spoke to them, I said, sure, yep, as long as you show me what you're going to present before you present it, and as long as you put in writing that you'll present me fairly and accurately. They said, we can't do that. Can't do that. Okay, no interviews. Never asked me since then. So on January the 22nd, 22, they ran with it. They were there, they were ready. The media ran with it and made us look like a violent mob. Now, the senior sergeant, who is currently in Mackay, he is a good man, and he is a very good man. And he has said to me, you've never been anything but peaceful. Never. Now, clips from that, what they did to us, 5 days later, Sky News did a segment on police brutality and ran a clip from Mackay and what the police did to us. So those police officers responsible for that seemed to leave Mackay rather quickly after that. They haven't been round and we have had no trouble. We've said many times the Mackay police have been absolutely wonderful to us since then, so good to us. And we honour you and we thank you. But we also ask you to honour every single person in the community and treat them as you would want to be treated and stand for what is right. And if the hits the fan, you stand for what is right. You refuse to use the rubber bullets. You refuse to taser people for standing peacefully for what is right. So I know this morning I'm a bit passionate. I'm a lot passionate. But police, your allegiance has to be to the Australian people. Military, your allegiance has to be to the Australian people, not to your people who are paying you, which ultimately goes back to the UN and the WEF. Stand up and be counted. Come and join us. Come and join us. Come out of uniform. I know the police are too scared to come because if out of uniform, we'll come. Stand up. Get the confidence. We really want to work with you. And again, I finish off with coercion is not consent. No government rules by force. They rule because people comply. And it's time to stand up against the nooses that are being put around our necks. What can I do, said 27 million people? We can bring this down. We are bringing this down. The tsunami is getting bigger and bigger every day. So let's stand and we will once again have the Australia that we love. Thank you.